Hey everyone, Jared Gatsby, your local real estate superhero here again. We are on Friday. We are in day 5 of what we've been doing this week, which is the final day of where we've basically been going over my top 5 biggest mistakes that sellers make when they're trying to sell their home. We're in the last day. I didn't change the name. It's a big mouthful, so I apologize, and we're sticking with it. It's done. We're finished. We're wrapping up. Number 5 is very impactful to me more than anything, or more than any of the others. So one thing I've been saying throughout all of this is that none of these mistakes necessarily are the biggest mistakes in the world. None of these mistakes necessarily happen more than any others. It's just a solid medium between both sides. It's something that I see happen either a lot or something that I know causes a lot of stress. There are things out there that you could do that are way worse, but maybe they don't happen all the time. There are things that maybe happen all the time, but they don't cause the biggest distraction or disruption in trying to sell your home. So I chose 5 that I thought were really impactful in one way or another and in a combination of all. And so there's that. None of the 5 are better or worse than any of the others. There's no particular order here, but what I will say is number 5 matters to me. And it's because I feel like it's one of the best, combinations of both of the problems, where you've got a situation where it's commonly mistaken and it can cause a lot of headaches down the road. And so what we're going over is basically the idea that renovating your home means that it will make more than what the market says it will. What do I mean by that? I mean that there's the mentality that goes with trying to buy a fixer-upper, and that mentality is that if the home needs a lot of work, then that means that you get the home for a lot less. 100% true. And the issue is that they think that the opposite of that is true as well. And that's sadly not as true. So it becomes a question of how true is it? Basically, what really happens is there are people that think that by renovating their home that they can sell their home for an outrageous amount more than what the market will dictate. And I don't blame anyone for having this thought. It makes perfect sense. If you put in $40,000 worth of work, don't you think that you should be making more than $40,000 off of all the renovations? I just wish that that was always true. And it's not. Because no matter how much you renovate your home, you can't control the market with one home. Can you push the market? Absolutely. I personally have a fondness for trying to push the market and getting more than what's averaged out in any given neighborhood. But it's not to say that by putting in $40,000 that you're necessarily going to double that in how much you make. The things that renovating your home really does is as follows. 1, it will up the amount of time that you have on market and take that and just minimalize it. So if average days on market are, let's say, 60 days in that neighborhood, but your home is pristine, perfect condition, you're probably going to be on the market for less than 60 days by a decent margin. So your days on market, the best. The other things it'll do is it will bring a lot more people to look at it. So you'll have a better chance of getting something like a bidding war. Another thing that it'll do, and this is where it starts going into that gray area, is you will get the peak of what the market will give you at any given point. And sometimes a little bit more. Because you have so much amenities in one home that it's stupid to spend anything less than what is the best you can spend at that one in particular neighborhood. And the issue is that people think that it's a 1-for-1 ratio or a 1-for-2 ratio of if I put 1 in for $1, then I have to make $2 back. And that's just not the case. So what I mean by that is if you're in a home where, it's in okay condition, but it's not great, you may need to put in money in order to get it fixed without necessarily seeing the biggest return on that. You may be putting in $10,000 just to get $10,000 back. But the issue is that people see that as a negative, and it's not, because you are getting $10,000 back, but you're also saving yourself time, stress, and anguish. So let's look at it like this. If you have a $500,000 home, $500,000 is the peak of what that market is given. People are averaging around $480, $475, maybe $490 whenever you push it, but you are at the top of the market if you are in pristine condition. So on a normal day, you sell for $475, but you've put in $15,000 worth of work, $25,000 worth of work, you are at the peak of what the market could bring you. And so you're at $500. You're putting in $25,000, you're not getting $30,000 back, you're not getting $40,000 back, getting $25,000 back. So instead of selling it for $475, you're selling for $500, and you spent 25, you're going to make that 25 extra. That is a 1-for-1 ratio that works in your favor because the other stuff that goes with that is more than just the cash value. One of the points we made in this is that the highest offer isn't always the only thing that matters. There are a lot of terms and aspects of an offer that really make it a lot more beneficial. And so, yes, you sell it for the amount of money that you put into it. So you put 25 in, you're getting 25 back, but you're also on the market for a lot less longer. You're getting more people looking at it, so you're getting way more qualified buyers. You get to pick which of those buyers you want to work with, and it ultimately makes significantly less headaches down the road because you've also renovated the home, so you don't have to worry as much about inspections. You've also done a lot of work, so that way you know that you're going to pass the appraisal. It saves you so much stress and anguish down the road. The opposite, however, is you put in so much money and you say, I put in $25,000, but I want $50,000 back. So instead of $500,000, you're at $525,000. And in a market where $490,000 is the highest that it's ever been, no one's going to buy it for $525,000. No one's going to buy it for $35,000 over what anything else has ever sold in that neighborhood for a neighborhood where $490,000 is the max. It's never going to be something unless you have just balls to the wall amenities going throughout all of it. Because ultimately the rest of the neighborhood is going to bring it down. And so you have to be very realistic and you have to have a game plan. And that's the biggest impact here, is you have to have someone that's willing to go in there and tell you, okay, this is the stuff that's going to save you money, and this is the stuff that's going to save you time, and this is the stuff that's going to make your home value go up. But it's not going to do all three all of the time. So if you fix this, it'll make your home value go up. If you fix this, it'll make the days on market a lot shorter. If you do this, it's going to save you a lot of time, stress, and anguish. But if you do this, it's just going to start wasting you money. You could very easily put in $30,000 worth of work and then not make anything out of it. So you have this home that's on average $475,000, and let's say you put $50,000 worth of work into it. You're still only probably going to make $500,000 off of it. And so just because you put $100,000 worth of work into a home does not mean that you're going to be making $200,000, and it doesn't always even mean that you're going to be making $100,000. So get a game plan going. Know what your home's worth by going out of your way in order to say, this is what we need to fix, and this is what we shouldn't worry about too much. This is what's important, and this is what's not. And so you basically go throughout and you start a solid game plan for the future. And that's where agents come in, is, we're not just someone who puts a sign in the yard and says, hey, come check this out. We're not even just marketers. We know what people are looking for. And so very frequently, especially right now, I'm going through homes consistently saying, okay, here is what you should do, and I'm going to give you a list of 100 things, and if we can get 75 of them taken care of, I can guarantee you're going to sell your home very quickly and for a lot of money. So I'm going to tell you everything that needs to be fixed, but I don't expect you to do everything. And if you do everything, you could theoretically be wasting money. So you need to know where the value is in these repairs. But renovating one home is never going to change the entire market. So don't put in $100,000 worth of work expecting to make $200,000 back on the value. Be very careful and calculated and get a game plan going. Otherwise you could lose a lot. But if you do it right, you can actually gain a lot more. So that's it. That is point number 5. That is Monday through Friday. That is the 5 biggest mistakes I see sellers making when it comes to trying to sell their home. I appreciate everyone who's watched. I appreciate the fact that you guys let me do this over the course of 5 days, because I talk a lot. And so if I try to do all of this in one video, I know everyone would just flip out because it would be way too long. We'd have an hour-long video of me going over 5 different things. So I appreciate you letting me break it up. I appreciate you guys watching and coming back, and I will talk to you guys later. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, let me know. If you guys want to see this, but maybe from a buyer's perspective on some of the biggest mistakes that buyers make, let me know. If you guys want me to talk about anything else, real estate related or otherwise, let me know. I'm very happy to help, and I like doing stuff like this because I feel like it can really benefit you. So I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you in whatever next stream of videos that we take care of, okay? Thanks so much. Bye!